Ross, 2-1 today against a side, dare I say, on another bounce, new manager. Your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, I thought we definitely saw the bounce. I thought they played really well. Number 8 particularly was a real handful, really good player. We didn't deal with him. So yeah, frustrating one. We knew the possibility of a reaction was there. New manager. Obviously the 8 caused us some problems, and thought first half we had to change our shape to deal with some of the pressure, which we did. So that softened the blow a little bit at half time. Fully in the game, and then I've got to look at the goals, but again they feel soft. They feel soft. They could have maybe scored in the first half with a couple of chances, but they didn't. We see it through the half, but the second half, I thought the goals, we need to look at them, because it's hard to take at times, because we're putting our bodies in the line, and then to concede a soft goal, I believe, is really damaging, and it just deflates you. But again, the character of the players, we've got some really standout performances in there, who put their bodies on the line, they kept on going. I thought we scored a well-deserved goal in terms of pressure. We were putting pressure on them, and I thought we scored in the right moment. Josh is at the post. We've had a couple of half chances, but we just couldn't get the equaliser. But yeah, it's an eye-opener for some young boys, especially coming here, because it's a proper football club. Big fan base. We saw the bounce, we felt the bounce. We was able to sort of quiet down their fans at one point, but yeah, not able to probably play our typical brand of football. The pitch was quite heavy and boggy, but listen, it's football. We've got to get on with it. There's moments of good play in there, but there's some moments that we need to look at, because I thought the goals were quite soft.
Yeah, a word about that. The first half you weathered, I won't say a storm, but they were probably the better of the sides in the first half. But you got in at goalless at 0-0. So disappointing then, really, that you can see the Man U did in the second half.
Yeah, first half they came out flying. They put some pressure on us. We had to tweak the shape, and I thought the shape change helped. It weathered it a little bit. Put some players into key areas that they were getting into, changed it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one to take, because we weren't at our best, but we were still in the game, and that just shows where we are. We weren't at our best, but we were still able to get something from this game. But defending, we need to look at the 2 goals. From memory, it wasn't like it was a brilliant bit of play. It was a little bit, I think goalie made a save and it went to their player. I think they had a shot and it fell to their player again. It happened last week. It's happened again this week. So we didn't do enough to affect their goal. I thought we created some half chances and made it difficult at times, put a bit of pressure on. But overall, yeah, it wasn't our normal self today after 3 really good performances. So we wanted to come here and put a performance on. The performance wasn't there, but we were still able to try and nick something, but wasn't meant to be today.
I mean, I suppose that's a positive, really, isn't it? That maybe your performance wasn't up to the standards of the last 3, but you were still in a game against a side that clearly have got a lot of resources and don't want to be in this league, essentially.
No, they don't. They've got everything to get out of this league. They've got experience, they've got fan base, they've got structure here, they've got a nice stadium, they've got history behind them. And yeah, I thought some of the boys felt it first half. That the crowd were really noisy, put a lot of pressure on us. But again, we weathered it. But I think the importance is that we don't beat ourselves up too much. We've got a long journey to reflect on it. There were some really good performances. I could go through a handful of performances that I thought were cracking performances. Dug in deep, put their bodies on the line, passed the ball and took control. And there was some moments that we need to look at. So sort of mixed feeling. First half a little bit cagey. We were a little bit maybe on the coach still. Second half much better, put more pressure on them, but just couldn't get the equaliser.
A couple of significant injuries today. Again, Zach McEachran didn't travel. Josh Ashby, obviously long-term injuries. A week's break now, no game next weekend. How close would you say they are for making a return to what would obviously bolster your side?
Yeah, obviously we had to bring in Fish. I thought he was a handful today. He done really well in what he needed to do. We've got some bodies who are on the pitch who are really sore, so we've got to assess them when we get back. But it's a real battle coming in. We knew it weren't going to be pretty. The weather, the rain, the pitch was a little bit boggy and soggy. We knew it weren't going to be our typical brand of football, and I thought, up until their first goal, we were well in the game. So, yeah, it's one we've got to manage. The boys' fatigue levels, it's a big shift at this level. We've got to try and rotate the squad at some point. We've got to try and get minutes into them and make wise substitutions. But at the same time, everyone's got a job to do. So we need to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and as I said in the change room, we've got to go again, and that's the attitude. The game's done, we can't change it. Get on the bus, get some food, reflect quickly, and go again.
And finally, as I mentioned, a week's break, but January's fixtures are all against sides in and around you. It's a crucial time. I know that the whole season is, but the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks after your break next week, they're crucial games, and it could look a lot different 3 games further on.
Yeah, 100%. It's people say it's an interesting moment or a difficult period, but every game's difficult for us. It's the first time in this league. We've never been here. Every team we play is a tough game. There's no easy games in this league. So I think to look at that, I think would be unwise. I think to look at game by game would be the sensible thing, because every game we play is a massive game for the football club, because we've never been here. We're experiencing it still. First time some of the boys we've been in Hartlepool and played here, so new experiences. We'd like to learn from those experiences, but you only come here once a season, so you have to stay in the league the next season to experience it again, which we're trying to do. So important we dust ourselves down. We don't overthink things. We need to dissect it, which we always do. The performance, the data, the stats, we need to dissect it properly. But at the same time, we need to make sure we stay together and keep the attitude, because we've got real good spirit and attitude in the group, and it definitely shows that. You can see it. The boys are still grinding it out. We're not rolling over. Sloppy goals we need to look at, but we're not an easy match, I don't think. But today we were just under par.
Ross, thanks very much. Safe journey home, and deserve a well-earned break next Saturday at least.
Cheers. Thanks.